Bro's about to body the hero party, and the only reason he backs off is because he's attracted to the healer in the background. We left the guy with Excalibur? With Excalibur in the jail cell? Okay. I can't believe we locked them up and let them keep Excalibur and their weapons. Okay. Bro really just said, if you want to kill my boss, leave the hot one with me. You know, this might be my MC right here. He's like, ooh, I've always wanted to be shot by a stun gun from an attractive lady like you. I know we come from two very different walks of life, but could we go on a date someday? She's so shook by this. She's like, what do I even do with this? Mama trying to play wingman here. You gosh darn right, ma'am. Yo! Oh my god, the love meter just increased because of that. This is my homie. Oh man, this show's gonna be a riot. If you did get started on the video, make sure you drop a like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around here, and in Patreon is where you're gonna catch my full live reactions. All some more also helps fund the channel videos just like these. So, what even is this fucking show called? There was a cute girl in the hero's party, so I tried confessing to her. Now, I read that, and I read the synopsis. I said, that sounds so stupid, I have to check it out. But I gotta be real, way more than just a gimmick. I really thought, okay, insert demon who betrays his side to confess to the hot hero girl, because we have a hero party trying to kill a demon lord, as we do in these fantasy shows. And for some reason, this man says, you know what, if you want to go kill my boss, go ahead. I need a couple little seconds one-on-one alone time with this girl here. And to be honest, I thought the dynamic of this show was going to be simple. He continues to try, he fails, because she's probably like, you're a demon, blah, blah, blah. But what I ended up getting here is something with a lot more heart. So the two of them, they actually feel right for each other. I get the impression that over time, she very clearly will fall in love with him in a natural way. Her personality is also a lot more nice and less tsundere than I was expecting. And when it comes to this guy, I thought he was going to be a pesky little sex pest, maybe stalkerish. Bro is probably the most wholesome guy in the goddamn show. Her mom straight up like tested him like, oh, if you're into my daughter, you should probably marry her, right? And he's like, you know, ma'am, I already confessed, she denied me. I hope she changes her mind someday, but if that ever happens, it has to come from her own lips rather than a mother forcing her daughter on my lap. And she's like, you know what? You pass. You get to hang out with my daughter. This show is probably going to be one of the more unique romances of the season, mainly because it's set in a fantasy environment that has straight up action and insanity. Like, I mean, in the opening, it shows like the hero, as an example, cutting down a dragon. And at the start of this episode too, while it was super brief because essentially he was one tap in the hero's party, the action does look solid enough to be enjoyable. So we have like a demonic hero fantasy story, but rather than making that the major focus, it's this demon who never really wanted to be a demon, who much prefers probably human lifestyle, and could have been the demon lord at any time. Bro literally admits the fact that, like, if I wanted to, I could have killed the demon lord. The issue is killing the demon lord would have made me the demon lord, and I don't want anything to do with that lifestyle. So the reason he essentially is okay letting a hero's party through the front door, as long as they leave the cute girl behind, is because he just wanted to ask her out and he didn't really give a shit what happens behind him. Like, when he offers this as like a thing, I thought to myself, this is weird, right? If the hero party's unable to get past the minion, even if it's the demon lord's top level soldier, right? What makes them think they could kill the demon lord? But when he admits to the fact that he could have killed the demon lord himself at any point because he's stronger, imagine being the hero party, continuously trying to get past, because it's already been proven. This man, this isn't his first rodeo, right? Like, he stops people all the time. Like, imagine going up and training against the final secret boss, and he kept botting you, and then he finally lets you through. Yeah, the demon lord is probably going to seem pretty weak in comparison, right? It's interesting too, because essentially from their point of view, it's like, hey, we have to leave one of our allies behind, and the other girl in the party's like, we got to do it. And it didn't come across as bitchy or evil. It was basically, what is the life of one priestess if it means saving the world? Yes, it's cold. Yes, if roles were reversed, would she have felt maybe betrayed? Maybe. But it actually does make sense. In the moment, I was thinking to myself, though, but, like, you guys can't defeat the minion. How are you going to defeat the Demon Lord? Like, let's be real. But I understand, and she was a good sport about it, saying, like, I actually agree. I know I can't beat this man, but I'll put up a fight as long as I can. And bro just straight up said, like, I just want to ask you out, girl. And it's honestly really sweet. Like, there's a lot of romance and kind of these types of shows going to air in terms of demons, fantasy, plus romance. But the combination of these two, I do think we have something special here. Do I think it's going to be a 10 out of 10 masterpiece? Probably not. But do I think at worst it could be a 7 out of 10 enjoyable watch, potentially even a solid mid-high 8 out of 10? I think so. I thought this guy was going to be a lot more in your face, doesn't respect boundaries, and I thought she was going to be super timid and gives into pressure, or would just be a super big tsundere. And instead, what I got between the two of them, super sweet girl who seemingly does what's right, has marriage proposals out the ass, even from the hero himself, just keeps turning him down, wants to follow her own life. And here's this super sweet demon guy who just says, you know what? I don't care what happens to the demon side. I just want out. I don't want to do this anymore. And honestly, he seems like a nice guy. He's clearly, like, sometimes when you see those characters say, I fell in love at first sight, you honestly question him. I believe he probably did. I also believe why she hasn't fell in love at first sight, because she has a lot more life experience outside of evil demonic shit. I'm going to assume this guy's the new Demon Lord, because he seemed very smug, like our boy was kind of like bad at his job. And given the fact that if the current Demon Lord is no longer around, I mean, that's my guess. I do like this guy's character design, though. It's pretty freaking sweet. It's kind of like a mix of a giant wolf mixed with Bowser from Mario. I dug it. Honestly, both character designs for the Human King as well as the Demon King were not what I was expecting. And honestly, the visuals for the show are spectacular. Now, not in the way that most people are gonna rave about it. Like, yeah, there's some PNG slide animation for some of the action, but there's also some good glow effects. It's actually the backgrounds. Like, look at the way this sofa looks, the wallpaper in contrast with the actual character designs themselves. It's such a visually interesting looking world. Like, sure, you have your more typical shots such as this, which are, you know, the backgrounds aren't doing anything too crazy spectacular, but even then you can kind of see in the podium that's right here that they have multicolors going on. It's just a very unique, almost like a painting. It's probably the most similar to something like Somali and the Forest Spirit that I've seen in some time, and I'm just probably never going to get bored looking at this show visually. Do I expect this show to be heavily slept on? Probably. Do I think this show has more potential to reach a decent-sized audience just because of the fantasy tie-ins and actions? Potentially. And also, the premise and how silly it is in the name, it's like something like the 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You. Like, it's such a wild title, you're like, okay, I got to peek at least the first episode. This show is going to be less silly than I was expecting, but because of that, there's other elements to it that I think are going to make it much more worthwhile past a few episodes. The title of it made it seem like the dumbest thing ever that would be fun for at least 3 episodes. Coming out of episode 1, I see myself easily consuming this for an entire season, maybe even a season 2 if they bless us with it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you want more videos on this, or otherwise it'll just be a Patreon exclusive, which I'm fine with, but I do think this would be a fun one to talk about, especially for a sweet romance of the season. But thoughts? Drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and yes, Patreon either way, full live reactions and exclusives. Like, I also love to give video shoutouts to my patrons, because without them, you wouldn't see these YouTube videos at all. Alright, so today we got the Almighty Ultimus, Without a Net, Young Atlas, Agus, Ciarfson, Kyle Asperus, The Dragon's Thorn, I'm Pogs, Ranka, Katrina, we also have Ash, so I appreciate the support. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.